everything full barrel because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
That hit's blocked. And missed with that jab. Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. The jab doesn't quite connect. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Nice counter shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Some might have thought it was a little bit closer, but in the end...
For I am the truth. I am the light that lighteth every man and woman that cometh into this continent, into this world of America today.
I'm Todd Grisham. The crowd cannot wait to witness this one. We're live at the CompuBox Academy. And watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson.
Looking forward to this one, Todd.
And now it's time for the tale of the tape. It is Carl the Cobra Froch. 6 foot... Carl the Cobra Froch, one of the greatest super middleweight champions of all time, fighting out of Nottingham, United Kingdom. This bout is not too many. These athletes have been waiting a long time to square off. Here we go. It's bombs away. Can't land that jab. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. One of the great rivalries in English boxing history is renewed in this one. It's Groves versus Froch, Part 3.
Fight number 1 didn't go too well. Fight number 2, again controversy. 80,000 people in Wembley. He keeps on reminding us, let's get it on.
You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I gotta respect both of them more than happy.
You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Throws the jab, but does not score. These punches coming from every angle. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about thoughts in that lesson. Here we go for round 2. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has been taken for tonight's match.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero. The pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fans. You can't get away from it. Ignore them. Lock it up. I know it's hard. I can hardly hear you, Todd. You've got to ignore them. Get on with your job.
Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Well done with that counter shot. One punch could change everything in this battle. Defense is not an option for these two. Nice counter. The straight right just misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about thoughts in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
The bell.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
This is the type of fighter that would say, I don't even want rounds. Let's just fight until one of us can't stand up anymore.
Oh, this is a slugger right here in front of them. These kind of fighters, they want to get hit in the face because it G's them on. They want to stand there and fight in the trenches.
Caution being thrown to the wind. Throwing the hook, but it doesn't score. Nice counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think they're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about thoughts in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
Don't trust too much yet.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They're giving us a high-tempo show. That counterpunch caught him clean. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Those counterpunches have to hurt. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Good counter punch. The straight right just misses. You'd like to see more jabs. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about thoughts in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
You can't leave it up to the judges.
Stay focused.
Time for the 5th round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you're in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Misses with the jab. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. The straight right just misses. This is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. They exchange punches. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about thoughts in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
You're better than that. Come on.
On to the 6th round. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
It's all offense, all the time. Punch, counter punch. Nice counter shot. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Missing with the hook. A perfect counter shot. Hook misses. Just missed with that hook. Miss with that jab. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about thoughts in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Don't forget the jab.
There's the bell to start round 7. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
There's a counter shot. Both men step back for just a moment. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Good defense there on the left uppercut. Just misses with the right uppercut. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about thoughts in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round. There's the bell to start round 8. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Can't land the jab there. Beautiful counter shot. Catch and shoot. The perfect counter lands. to let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. When are we going to see a jab from these two? And he just missed with that left jab. Beautiful counter pump. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Still got a squash in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Bell, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
That jab's slick. Just keep him on.
There's the bell to start round 9. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Only catching air with that hook. He fails to score with that left hook. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about watching that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one. This is the 10th. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
So much firepower here. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
We wanted action, and they are delivering. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Do you believe what we are seeing? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about watching that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
Wow, it's like...
And there's the bell to start round 11. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history book.
He threw a punch and just got countered. A very competitive round here so far.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Missed with that jab. He misses with that jab. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That counter shot lands. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about watching that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no... On to the 12th. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skillful.
Hold on, got to cut you off here, Johnny. George Groves stumbling backwards. Looks like trouble was averted.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
And he caught George Groves big there. That was the moment.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. No surprise there, a unanimous decision.
This is the last thing we expected. What a